Okay, another Wednesday and another open mic, and as usual for me, another set of new material. Do you know why they locked Charlie Manson up by himself so nobody could ever see him? Because the people who have dealt with Charlie know for a fact that if you look directly into his deranged, mechanical, maniacal, piercing black eyes, you will kill anybody. Anybody. All he has to do is look at you and he sends you on your way. It's what they do in the military now. They just put a big picture of Charlie up on the wall and they tell you to look at him. Shit, they're already brainwashed. Why not put a master manipulator brainwasher in on them as it is? Yep, 2 days after Memorial Day and I'm doing this. But that's what they do. They tell you, they put a big picture of Charlie on the wall and they tell you to look at him. Look at Charlie, look at Charlie, look at Charlie. The Vietnam veterans know that one real well. They tell you to look at Charlie, look at Charlie. And then they tell you to go knock off whatever minority's making them mad that day. Oh, really? They knock off whatever minority's pissing them off that day, just like Steven Seagal does. Have you noticed that? Am I the only one that has noticed that Steven Seagal is only beating up minorities in his movies? Blacks, Asians, Latinos, gangsters, prisoners, Asians, and Tommy Lee Jones. That's all he ever really seems to be beating up is minorities. And you gotta wonder, you really have to wonder, what would drive somebody to do that? What would drive somebody to just want to beat up minorities all day long? And I think I have it figured out. I think most of the time he's usually in car accidents or really just big backups on the 405, and you're usually trying to figure out who's blocking all the traffic. Chances are it's Sarah Palin who's playing cell phone tag with Russia, and she's sitting in her automatic minivan pushing on the e-brake thinking it's the clutch. And take some time.
I drive a stick.
So he fucking gets it relayed to him that an Alaskan's the one who's causing all the trouble. So once he gets into the studio, about 3 hours later, the producers are just waiting to hear who he wants to beat up today. So Steve, who do you want to mess up this year? Well, this Alaskan was bothering me today on the highway, and the producers, realizing that Alaskans aren't entire minorities, go, you mean Eskimos, Steve? Yeah, sure, let's kill some Eskimos. All right. And speaking of minorities, the next logical step with minorities is ethnicity. And with me, I never really know what my ethnicity really is because both my mother's parents were adopted and my father's father was adopted. So I have no clue as to what my medical history holds in store. I have no clue what my mental status could be in a couple years. So I have really no clue who I am or what I am deep inside. But through deductive reasoning, I think we can all agree that I at least have some Irish in me. You don't grow a red beard like this and not have some Irish in you. But when I think about it, I really hate a lot of people, so I definitely have some German in me as well. And deep down in the recesses of my evil, evil black heart, I truly think that I am made up of every fucked up individual group ever created in this planet. I truly think deep down inside of me, I am made up of every screwed up group. So I'm an American. It's good to figure that out. And while on ethnicity, you also go into the problems of culture. And when you come to culture, you have really dumb behavior. And speaking of dumb ethnic cultural behavior, have you noticed that there aren't a lot of gothic black kids?
Yeah. Never. What are they?
That has to be something that rednecks are kicking themselves in the ass for the way that white people represent them. Because white people always have to be something that they're not, and it always has to be something stupid too. Punk, goth, skater, gangster, popular. They always want to be something that they can never, ever be. And the most recent thing that white people are trying to achieve is to be black. And I don't understand it. And you see, you can notice it too. And I'll tell you something else, white people. Black people are on to your little scheme, okay? They know what you're doing. And you can find it if you really look for it too. Just follow some dumb, dorky white kid which they all are, and watch them try to interact with some black guys and walk in and go, "Yo, what's up, my brother? How you feeling, me, my son?"
This guy.
And since the black people know that it's coming, they'll immediately respond, "Yo, back up, ese vato, I don't know you, Holmes, what?" Think it over. So immediately, white people are going to have to jump to another ethnic minority, and when I think ethnic minorities for white people to jump to, I'm thinking Asians. For the sheer fact, for the one sheer reason of the Virginia Tech killer. That little psycho showed everybody that not only do you have to worry about Asians kicking your ass with karate, but they might actually come to school with an automatic weapon and shoot you and all of your friends. And what better bandwagon for white people to jump on? I mean, so far, white people have been the only people to commit school shootings, and now you added Asians to the mix. I mean, that has to be some kind of special historical thing for you to tell your grandchildren one day, doesn't it? You know, when I was your age, we only worried about Asians kicking our ass with karate. But later we found out they have perfect aim. And if there's one thing that I think we all can learn from the Virginia Tech incident, it's this. Don't judge somebody on their stereotype, because you may wind up gravely disappointed. Thank you.